Maggie Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Maggie Motors in Lake City. The AWV Sprint Medley team joining me here from the Denison meet on this chilly Tuesday afternoon. Jamie Houseman ran the first leg of this race. Jamie, I know it's a cold day, and that wind picked up right when you guys got done. Talk to me about the race here today. How do you think your part of the race went?
It was definitely a little stressful because we were late getting to our spots. So then they were yelling at us, and then we just kind of weren't really set up and ready to go.
I know that this is your first Sprint Medley race of the year, so obviously a lot more improvements to hopefully come in the near future. Coming off the blocks, how did you feel?
I felt good coming out of the box, and I didn't even have it set up the right way, so it's whatever.
Exactly. So talk to me just about the handoff from you to Amber. How did it kind of go?
It was a little rocky, but I feel like we could get it down next time.
Absolutely. And talk to me just a little bit about some of the other races you got coming up here today.
We have the shuttle hurdle and the 4x1, and then I have 100 hurdles. Absolutely.
And of course, it's going to be a little bit cold. So what are some things you're going to do to kind of get ready for those races?
Just try to stay warm, I guess.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Jamie, hey, thanks so much for joining us. And we'll move over to Amber Ragaller. Amber, once again, cold meet here today.
Yeah.
First Sprint Med of the year. Talk to me about your part of the race.
The handoff was a little shaky because I left a little too early, but then I felt pretty good once I got going.
First 50, last 50. What were some of the highlights between both of them?
I think I really started speeding up right after the handoff, and then kept it all the way through.
Absolutely, and of course you get to the handoff between you and Maggie. How would you say it went?
It went okay. I think we were both moving our hands a little bit, so searching for it. So
yeah, so obviously a big part of practice is going to be some of those handoffs and some of the timing and everything, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of the other events you got coming up here today.
I had the shuttle hurdle and the 4x1.
Perfect. There we go. Well, hey, congrats on the race here today. It's cold, but hopefully you'll stay warm here throughout the day. We'll move over to Maggie Regal. Maggie, again, first Sprint Med of the year, and of course the wind now starts to pick up when you start talking to you. Talk to me about the 200 part of the race. How did it go for you?
Well, I don't really like to run 200s. Like, I get the first 100 really good, and I can get out pretty fast on the curve, but then that last half of the stretch, it just really like you hit a wall.
Absolutely. First 100, you say, obviously the last 100, you're just trying to get through it. You guys were kind of sitting there between, second and third, staying pretty good in the second place position when I saw you round the corner. How did the handoff between you and Trista go?
I think, we had to do an open handoff because we haven't really got to work on it that much. So we just said that open handoff would be the best bet to go, so it wasn't as clean, but I think the more that we work on it, it'll get better.
I will say this much, middle of April, you guys have had at least only 2 track meets at this point. What has it kind of been like to only have 2 track meets?
It's just a lot of practices, and we just kind of don't really know what to do at this point, and just trying to stay in shape. Hopefully that we keep having meets, but then when we do, it's like this. So
yeah, exactly right. Talk to me just about the last remaining event you got coming up today.
So I have the shuttle, and so Jamie and I switched spots. So now she's starting off and I'm finishing, and then I have the 400 hurdle after that, and then the anchor and the 4x1. So
absolutely. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll end, of course, the interview with the last leg of the race, Trista, Reis. Trista, again, the last part of this race. Just talk to me about how you feel you did.
I think it went pretty well between us all together.
I know, obviously, like you said, you got off kind of to a late start. You had to get to the blocks pretty quickly, and you had to get to your spots pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how the cold affected you, because right when you were getting done, that wind started to really pick up.
Yeah, the wind was really fast on the corners, so I decided to speed up, even with the wind against me. I think that helped a little bit.
Absolutely. Talked about the last 200 and the first 200. Where was kind of the strengths for you in this race?
I think the first 100 and the last 100 was the best.
Absolutely. Of course, you get a second place finish in your guys' heat. What are some things you're going to have to improve upon in this Sprint Med for future meets?
Our handoffs, for sure.
Absolutely. And finally, talk to me just about the other events you got coming up today.
I have the mile.
Oh, fun. So what are you kind of thinking about the mile? What's sort of the goals you have for that race?
I'm hoping to at least place, and hopefully it gets warmer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Trista, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.